Here we go.
Who's going to be the hero?
Ball's got to be in Barker's hands.
First team All-SEC player has it here.
He's got two defenders on it. Somebody's open.
Weaving through the double team. Gets it back. Fires a three. It's good.
Now that's a player. That is a player.
Nothing but the bottom of the net for Barker. She's got 33. Alabama up by 3. 30 seconds left.
You don't necessarily need a three, but you got to go quick. Keep this time going down. You're going to have to take a three.
Tibiasu still dribbling. Schmeichel blocked by Barker. Schmeichel gets it back. Shot clock down to 5. Tibiasu hits it. Timeout Alabama. Tied at 83.
Nice block by Barker there, and then Tibiasu just taking advantage of what she's given. That is her shot. She is not afraid to take it.
Clock goes to 12.2 from down 17 to now tied.
If you're Maryland, you got to switch on everything. You got to switch on everything. And you got to be ready with your own individual one-on-one defense when they catch the basketball.
Barker the inbounder, but you know she's getting the ball back with 33 points tonight.
Sorry, smart adjustment to put Tibiasu on the bench because you don't want them to use that height advantage. Watch the pick and roll for Sarah Barker.
Into Weathers. Barker shakes free. 8 seconds. Barker, can she be the hero? Kick to the corner. Weathers, 1 second for the win. No good. We are headed to overtime.
We get to play some more basketball, Jay.
This is the final possession. Take another look.
She got a decent look at it. Yeah, she just, got a great look at it. A little bit contested, but now we get to play 5 more minutes. Alabama's playing 5 minutes without Zay Green, though. We'll see how that impacts it.
McLean got a hand to it. Stole it away. Sellers. Plus the foul. Cheyenne Sellers.
I know we're talking about Cheyenne Sellers and everybody else, but Near McLean has done an unbelievable job in this game on rebounding and on defense. She's been a huge part of why Maryland's able to stay in this game and have the lead now.
And Cheyenne Sellers on a mission. Completes the and one. Under 2 minutes to play in overtime. Alabama desperate for a bucket. Weathers hands it off. Azuma. Count it. Plus the foul. What an answer. And that's 5 fouls on Kayleen Schmeichel.
Yeah, Alabama's just been able to get in there at will today. And Azuma, not normally known for offense, usually in there for defense, able to finish and get the opportunity for the N1. If you're Alabama, you got to go quick. You got to try to get 2 shots for 1. You see Coach Freeze trying to get the crowd going. Got to go quick. And then I think you had a foul. Try to get another shot.
The home crowd trying to roar Maryland to the finish line. Weathers the inbounder, looking for Barker, not open. Inbounds it to Collins.
Great switch there by Dawsey.
Weathers, the blow by. Pulls it back out. Weathers with 10 seconds to shoot. Drives in, spins. Can't score. Offensive rebound. No good. And it's Maryland basketball with 8.4 seconds remaining. And the officials will go review this at the monitor. But the call on the court is Maryland ball.
Great out-of-bounds defense by Maryland. Great one-on-one defense by Dulcie on the ball handler. Ooh, I don't know. This is a better angle.
Out of bounds is under review.
It looked like it was off Alabama.
Cristobal Azuma's hand was the last to touch it. At least it looked like it on that replay.
If you're Maryland, you've got to get the basketball in. That's the number one priority, is get the ball in. They do have one timeout left if they need it. Alabama putting Azuma on the ball.
New inbounder, too. Now it's Cheyenne Sellers. Floating it into Poffenbarger. And she is fouled. So Saylor Poffenbarger heads to the free throw line to shoot two. 90% free throw shooter on the season. Poffenbarger 1 of 2 from the line tonight, but 90% on the year. If she makes both, it's a 2-possession game.
Christy Curry doesn't have any more timeouts, so you got to make sure.
This is the first.
You got to make sure, if you're Maryland, that you match up with the shooters. Don't let them get to that three-point line.
Poffenbarger gets the second three-point game. Alabama can tie it with a three. Maryland elects not to foul. Now a foul called. In the shooting motion as the buzzer sounds. And Sarah Ashley Barker will shoot three to send this game to a second overtime.
There is no more appropriate person for Alabama to be shooting 3 free throws than Sarah Ashley Barker.
They'll review the play to see if there's any time on the clock, and there might be just a tick or two. You know, up
that's
three.
A tough one. That's a tough
you know,
one.
as a former coach, it's the old conundrum. Do you foul before she shoots, or do you not? With 2 seconds to go, it looked like Maryland had backed off, but a late closeout will send Sarah Ashley Barker to the foul line to potentially tie this game and send us to a second overtime. Wow. Poffenbarger clearly got her.
Yeah, 0.3 or 0.2 when the hand went up for the foul.
The clock will be reset to 0.7.
0.7. Wow, that is a significant add-on here.
So if you're Brenda Freeze right now, you're setting up your play in case she makes all three.
With both teams out of timeouts. The weight of this game, the weight of the Alabama season on the shoulders of Sarah Ashley Barker. 4 for 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Boy, that's a look for a coach. There's nothing you can do.
Got the first.
That's the hardest one.
And it's a new career high, 37 points for Barker. 2 more to go. The Birmingham native trying to keep her team's season alive and get them to Birmingham in the Sweet 16. Got the second. What a clutch performance for Sarah Ashley Barker. 1 more free throw to tie this game. Maryland has 0.7. They don't even get a shot off, and we are headed to a second overtime. which way this thing finishes, tonight's Capital One rewarding performance, Sarah Ashley Barker, a new career high, 39 points.
Oh, she has just taken over this game, especially when Zay Green went out. She had the ball in her hands most times. Shooting threes, driving to the basket, doing whatever her team needed. What a time to get your career high.
And now Alabama has 100. It's back to a one-possession lead for Maryland.
This is also a good time to get the ball to Kubek and let her operate against Cody on the perimeter.
Feels like it's been all TBIASU and Sellers down the stretch. TBIASU has it here.
Oh, they just hit the three.
Sarah TBIASU buries it, and Maryland's up by 6.
Oh my goodness.
Barker, a career high 39. Now she's got 41. Trying to keep Alabama in it.
Got to get over the screen. You cannot let that kid have any space.
TBIASU in attack mode again. Missed it. And Barker has it. Best way to get the ball, get the rebound. She's been suffocated in this second overtime. Picks up her dribble. Has to kick it out. Collins leaves it off. Azuma. And it's a 2-point game. 1 minute remaining in this second overtime. Maryland grasping a 2-point lead. 53 seconds away from the Sweet 16.
Got to be intentional here. I would trap the ball if I were Alabama.
It's been all TBIASU.
That's why you trap, because she gets to the basket.
Delivers again. Maryland back up by 4. Barker with 30 seconds remaining. Goes right to the rack. She has been automatic, and that's a school record 43 points for Sarah Ashley Barker. Well, in big-time games, you rely on your big-time players, and that's exactly what Alabama has done.
Well, Barker has shouldered the load since Nia Green and fouled out. She's done it from 3. She's driven to the basket. She made the 3 free throws to send it into the first overtime. But Maryland, boy, they've had Cyan Sellers, who just took over scoring. And then also TBIASU able to get to the basket, hit a couple of really big threes. You talk about players making big plays. That's what you have to do if you want to get to the next level. If you want to get to Birmingham, Alabama, it's going to be who makes the most plays.
And for the Birmingham native, Barker, a school record 43 points. And we have some more history. This is the second most points scored in an NCAA tournament game in the history of the tournament. The only one higher back in 1995. It included Alabama, and it was a 4-overtime game against Drake. So Alabama uses their final timeout to set up their defense, Helen. 28 seconds remaining, so the shot clock is off. If you don't get a steal, you got to foul.
I believe so. You got to foul, but Maryland's a pretty good free throw shooting team, but you just never know. But you do have to go for the steal, and then you do have to foul. But at this point, if you're Alabama, you don't have to put anybody on the ball. You want to try to make sure that TBIASU does not get it and Sellers doesn't get it. Just try to double team. You don't need anybody on the inbounder.
So Alabama now without timeouts. Maryland has 1. .28 seconds remaining in this second overtime. TBIASU, the best free throw shooter. Instead, they get it into Kubek. So Ali Kubek with 2 free throws coming. And Essence Cody has just fouled out of this game. So Alabama now without 3 starters. Zay Green, Aaliyah Nye, and now Essence Cody have all fouled out of this game.
It's a smart thing that Coach Brenda Fries did, putting Delsey all the way down to Alabama basket. She's a 56% free throw shooter.
Kubek misses the first, so the best she can do now is make it a 3-point lead for Maryland, and Alabama would have a chance to tie it on a 3. Got the second.
The key for Maryland is if you stop that first shot, don't let Alabama have an offensive rebound.
Here we go. 20 seconds left in the second overtime. Barker going for the quick 2. Got it. 45 points for Barker. Foul comes in quickly. Cheyenne Sellers back to the line for 2. Looking to restore a 3-point Maryland lead.
Boy, if the WNBA players are not looking at Barker, they better be after today. She has a will to do whatever her team needs to win the basketball game.
Sellers a perfect 7 for 7 at the line. Her father, Brad, watching on an NBA career with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the late 80s. And now a stressful parent.
Yeah, he'd rather be on the free throw line himself.
And his daughter knocked them both down. A season high 28 points for Cheyenne Sellers. Biggest 2 points of the season there. Maryland up by 3.
Got to run them off the line. Don't let them take a 3-point shot.
Got to get the ball to Barker. Clock ticks under 10. Weathers. Back to Collins. A 3. No good. It's going to stay Alabama basketball. No timeouts. 1.8 seconds remaining.
They're going to review it. Oh, Maryland's so lucky here. Delsey went for the steal, and they had to recover. She had such a great look at it.
Who touched it last?
Well, the crowd certainly thinks that Alabama did.
Leah Brooks, who came into the game just for that possession, had not played in the entire game until now. You see her flying in there. Did it go off Brooks last? In which case it would stay Maryland ball.
Oh, it's just so hard to... Ooh, that looked like it was off Alabama.
Now the call on the floor.
Man, that's hard.
It's Alabama ball, so you need indisputable evidence
absolutely.
to overturn this call.
This is obviously a crucial call.
Well, the crowd certainly has their opinion here in College Park.
I got to give it to whoever is in charge of the music here at Xfinity Center. They've been jamming all week. So if you're in this huddle, you're given 2 scenarios because you don't know what the call is going to be. If it's going to be Alabama or Maryland, so you got to do both if you're the coach.
Alabama was in a very similar situation at the end of the first overtime, down 3 in the final seconds, and Barker was fouled, made all 3 clutch free throws to force this second overtime. And if Alabama stays on possession here, you know it's got to go to number 3, who has a new school record 45 points tonight. She has done it all for Alabama, but will she even get a chance to touch it, or will the officials give the ball to Maryland? And Barker, 4th most points scored in an NCAA tournament game in the history of the tournament.
The call on the floor stands. Alabama's ball on the baseline.
Alabama ball.
Okay, so you got to switch everything if you're Maryland here. And the key thing is the inbounder cannot move, so you got to set some good screens if you're Alabama.
Barker in the corner.
Yeah, I got Dulcie on her, who's 6'2", long arms, moves well laterally for her size. That's a good matchup.
Only 1.8 seconds to get a clean three off. Weathers the inbounder, finds Barker, trying to get up with it. Maryland survives! Heartbreak for Alabama and for Maryland from down 17 to the Sweet 16. It took double overtime, but the Terps headed back to the second weekend for the fourth time in the last 5 seasons. What a game!
Man, in a game like this, you hate that somebody has to lose. This was fantastic.
The game of the tournament so far belongs to Maryland. You hate that one of those two teams had to lose, Helen.
Sarah Ashley Barker, tremendous player, tremendous performance. But again, Maryland, the word coach used was resilient, and we saw an example of that tonight.
I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Maryland moving on to the Sweet 16.